Hey, everybody. I want to take a couple of minutes to go through the essay number 3, research essay rough draft prompt, so that you completely understand what I'm looking for in this research assignment. So, as you know, many college writing assignments are forms of argumentative writing. In the classical argumentative writing assignment, writers describe an important issue, state their position, support that position, and then present arguments against that position taken, and end by urging readers to change their thinking or taking some action on the issue. So I'm not expecting all of that. This is prep, not English 1001. You will be doing another research assignment in English 1001. So I'm just preparing you with some of the steps that you need to take when you undertake a research assignment. Since you're new to doing research and writing an essay in which you take a stance and express your opinion, using that research to support your side of an issue, I'm proposing that you think about the following question for this last longer essay. And that question is, does technology make us happy? So you'll remember in weeks 8 and 9, you'll remember in week 8 and week 9 that I had some articles that I assigned that are related to this question, does technology make us happy? So in week 8, we have How Facebook Makes Us Unhappy by Maria Konnikova, that was written back in around 2014 or 2015, plus an accompanying article that's a little bit more up to date, Pursuing Happiness in a Digital World by Tomoko Yokoi. In week 9, we have a classic from Sherry Turkle, Stop Googling, Let's Talk. And then on the flip side, we have an article by researcher Chicky Davis, 4 Ways Technology Can Make You Happier. So you'll see that we have 2 pros and 2 cons, 2 yeses and 2 nos. And I want you to use one of these articles that have been assigned as the main article. Perhaps one has really piqued your interest and you want to follow up on that, whether it's a yes or a no. And that's the one that I want to be the main article that you center your argument around, right? So, in addition, I have the supplementary research handout, and I'm going to open that up so we can take a look at it. I have several articles and related websites to help you wrap your mind around what each writer is arguing, right? So we have some resources for Maria Konnikova, a list of several articles, and there may even be some videos in there. There's a TED Talk that's related, going back to about 2014. I think there's an article by Konnikova that follows up on her initial article that was written in 2013. Then, of course, there is some stuff that's a little bit more recent, some research from Pew Research about Americans and Facebook that was published in 2021. So each of these are a little bit more, have a mix of updated and not so updated information. Here we have Tomoko Yokoi. And if you want to go to the original publication instead of reading the PDF, you are more than welcome to do that. Some of these, I will warn you, might be behind a subscription paywall. If that is the case, please don't try to get to that subscription. If you can manage to do it through the UC library, go for it, but otherwise don't pay to have access to the website. There's no reason for you to have access to the website if you have to pay for it. But I do provide those links for you. So we have a few resources here. Another article that Yokoi wrote in 2020. And then I have an article that was written in 2021, kind of from the perspective of COVID-19 and how we kind of turned to digital technologies in 2020 out of necessity. So those are a couple of things that you could read related to Tomoko Yokoi. Sherry Turkle wrote Stop Googling, Let's Talk in 2015. Again, we have her website, and then we have some older research. There's one that's Connected but Alone, Sherry Turkle's talk that she gave in 2012, which is actually a very interesting talk that's related to this article that she wrote in 2015. This is really the basis of, or the focus of her research in the past decade or so. And then we have some more updated information. We have an article from 2022 by Michelle Drowan, and an article from 2023 from the, or not an article, but research from 2023 from the Pew Research Center. And lastly, we have Chickie Davis. She wrote 4 Ways Technology Can Make You Happier in 2019. We have the bio, some other information from Davis in 2018, Pew Research Center from 2023. And again, to provide some COVID perspective, we have a scholarly article that was written in 2021. These are the additional resources that I really would like you to try to center your argument around. Sorry about that. I don't know why that does that. Let me go back to the main page. So those are the supplementary research that I would like you to pull your other 3 sources from. So your your first source is going to be one of these 4 articles. Has to be, okay? And then for your 3 other sources that will help support your argument, you can pull from the supplementary research handout. You can use an additional one of these articles if you have seen some connections and how they are in conversation with one another. That's fantastic. It will be an essay of 4 to 6 pages, which is roughly 1,000 to 1,500 words, using MLA format, 12-point font, double spacing, 1-inch margins. There is a link here, as well as a sample paper, what it looks like. So if you forget how you're supposed to format your papers in MLA, we have those handy resources here. Likewise, you will include a separate works cited page. We will be doing work on works cited pages, how to use citations, how to correctly cite the information that you use from other people so you're not guilty of plagiarism. That is all within this research unit. Those are the smaller assignments, the low stakes assignments that we'll be working on in the discussion board, journaling, and the worksheets that are assigned throughout this unit. So you need to have a works cited page with those 4 sources that you cite in your paper. However, I need to point this out. I'm not sure why we don't include the works cited page in the total number of pages that you write, but the works cited page is above and beyond that required 4 to 6 pages. It's not included in the total page count. Why we do that in academia, I have no idea, but that's how it's done, and I'm not going to confuse anybody, even though it probably is already confusing. This is essentially how it's done in academia, so this is just getting you used to it. Keep in mind, although the rough draft is not worth any points, it is marked complete or incomplete. You must have a completed draft submitted in order to do the graded peer review essay number 3 assignment that will be due the following week. Just like we did peer review for essay number 2, we'll be doing peer review for essay number 3. It will be a little bit different. You'll be asked slightly different questions for that peer review. And I know peer review was kind of confusing the last time, so I'm going to try to change the process so that it's not as confusing and you're not submitting things in multiple places, that you do it all in one place, so it's not so confusing. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Lastly, remember that your formal writing assignments need to be typed and uploaded as a document file on the Canvas assignment submission page. So typically it's best to submit a Microsoft Word doc in doc or docx format or as a PDF. If you use Google Doc or if you draft in Outlook or Office Live, please do not share a link with me. Instead, you need to download that document to your computer, save it to computer as either a Word doc or a PDF, and then submit it to the Canvas system that way. I don't accept shared documents from Google or Microsoft. It's just too big of a hassle. There's usually you have to allow permissions, and it's just an extra step for both of us. So to save you that frustration and to save me that frustration, I really request that you learn how to download and save the document to your computer so that you can then upload it and submit it to Canvas. So yeah, that is the research essay rough draft. The revision, which is the final version of essay number 3, will be the same. Same kind of requirements, but this is what you need to get done. So again, you have 4 sources. One of them will be one of these articles, and then you will look in the supplementary research handout. If you want to use a source that's outside of this group of documents, you will need to clear it with me and let me know so I can vet that information and make sure that it's appropriate for your research assignment. Because as I said in my overview to the research unit, we're concerned with credibility, right? We want to use credible and reliable sources so that we ourselves will appear as credible and reliable writers. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and get clarifications. If you need extra information or an extra explanation, I'm happy to provide that for you. Okay, take care, everybody. I look forward to reading your research.